Welcome to Chug and Chow. Always great to have you, fellow foodies, road warriors. I'm Todd Newton, travel author, dive bar devotee, and your host here on the podcast, which is based on my book, Chug and Chow, the Tattooed Traveler's 50 favorite dive bars and food joints across America. You can pick it up on Amazon. Proceeds benefit local food banks across the country. Here we like to shine a light on America's best-kept secrets. You know, those hidden gem diners, the hole-in-the-wall taverns, the off-the-grid eats that make every journey unforgettable. And once again, we're hitting the back roads to uncover the flavors, the characters, the stories behind those one-of-a-kind spots. Some of the places you may not find on your typical foodie list, but should absolutely be on your map. So if you're hungry for more than just a meal, if you're hungry for soul, spice, a splash of something strong, go ahead and hit follow there, subscribe to the podcast, share with your fellow explorers. Prepare to dig in as I take you to Tucson, Arizona. You've probably heard of El Charro Café, the oldest family-owned and operated, continuously run Mexican restaurant in America. There are many who say El Charro Café embodies the very essence of Tucson, Arizona. This historic establishment originally served as the childhood home of its founder, Tia Monica Flynn. The adobe structure, now over 150 years old, was built by Flynn's French father, Jules, after the family immigrated to Tucson from France in the 1880s. Jules also contributed to the construction of the Cathedral St. Augustine in downtown Tucson. Tucson's a beautiful place. It has a rich blend of cultures that are as beautiful as the sun setting over the Sonoran Desert. Spanish colonial influences, deep Native American heritage, and Mexican roots are evident everywhere, from the architecture and festivals to local art and, of course, the food. The culinary scene is so vibrant and diverse in Tucson that in 2015, it became the first American city to receive the prestigious designation of UNESCO. That's the United Nations Educational, Scientific, and Cultural Organization's City of Gastronomy. Authenticity, is at the cornerstone of any worthy Mexican restaurant, and El Charro delivers this in spades. Unlike those strip mall chain restaurants that plague our dining landscape today, where staged birthday celebrations feature reluctant servers and sombreros, where crayons and balloons create a carnival-like atmosphere, and where Taco Tuesday reigns supreme, El Charro offers something far more precious: tradition. And you're going to hear about that tradition, the importance of it, the depth of it, in just a moment when we speak with Ray Flores of El Charro Café. You won't find any gimmicks, any manufactured ambiance. Each dish emerges from the kitchen as a testament to generational wisdom. Every recipe carefully preserved and executed with reverence. The kitchen isn't staffed by novice cooks fresh from high school. It's a sanctuary where time-honored culinary traditions are maintained with unwavering dedication. The moment you're seated at El Charro, you're greeted with the city's finest complimentary starter, warm, house-made tortilla chips that set the bar for what Mexican restaurants should aspire to. These aren't run-of-the-mill, mass-produced chips. Each is crafted from fresh, hand-cut tortillas and fried to golden perfection. The accompanying salsa, a lively blend of ripe tomatoes, chili peppers, onions, and cilantro, brightened with just the right touch of lime juice, proves equally impressive. Combination is irresistible. You'll likely find yourself, as I did, halfway through the basket before your first margarita arrives. El Charro Café continues to prioritize quality Mexican cuisine, a commitment that you feel as soon as you walk in, whether you grab a seat at the bar, you snag one of the high tops, or settle into the more traditional seating spread across its 2 expansive dining halls. You're met with the same welcome that reflects founder Monica's devotion to every dish that leaves her kitchen. And that genuine hospitality lives on through her great niece, Ray Flores, who takes after Tia Monica in gumption and now owns and runs El Charro as proprietor and chef. Now, when Monica's health began to decline back in 1972, Carlotta relocated her family, her son Ray included, who is standing by from Los Angeles, to manage the daily operation. She's kept her great aunt's legacy thriving, and the restaurant's excellence has not gone unnoticed. It's been featured in Bon Appetit, People Magazine, Parade Magazine, the New York Times, the Smithsonian Magazine, and in 2008, Gourmet Magazine named El Charro Café one of America's 21 most influential restaurants. USA Today placed El Charro's Chimichanga on its America's 50 Plates list. And in 2019, the restaurant earned a coveted spot as a James Beard Award semifinalist. Now let's talk about the chimichanga. All right? Now, Tia Monica Flynn, or Doña Monica, as the locals called her, because she was like an aunt to just about everyone, she enjoyed hunting. She enjoyed fishing. She was a pistol. And according to public records, she was married at least twice. But her true love was her restaurant and the patrons. The story goes like this. She accidentally dropped a burrito into a vat of hot oil. This was in the 1920s. And when she dropped it in there, she exclaimed, "Chimichanga," a sanitized version of the Spanish swear word. I can't pronounce it. Chingada? Something like that. It's a great story, you know? Puts a smile on your face, offers a little insight into her character. A crispy chimichanga, as we all know, is stuffed with shredded chicken, lightly covered with queso, and served with sour cream. Look, I love the story. It's my go-to dish at El Charro Café. But as you're about to hear, no, you're right. It's no small plate of food. It's big. Of course, then again, it's going to be a huge portion, fitting for a restaurant whose founder insisted that every guest leave happy and well-fed. This is a place that's all about family and perseverance. And to really take us deep into the kitchen, tell us that story, you gotta go straight to the family. I couldn't think of anyone better than Raymond Flores, president of Flores Concepts, the family-run business that now oversees the entire El Charro empire. Ray, thank you for being here, and welcome to the CHUG CHOW family, man.
Oh, thank you. Thank you for having us.
I was just mentioning El Charro Café holds the incredible distinction of being America's oldest, continuously operating and family-owned Mexican restaurant, going back to 1922. Do I have the verbiage correct?
That's it. That's what we know so far. Yeah.
Are you able to take us back to 1922 and, I don't know, maybe tell us a little something about the family matriarch, something that we can't read on Wikipedia?
Well, I'm sitting right now as I talk to you, even though my background's faded. I don't know how to change that setting on my phone, but okay, so I'm in the back of one of the dining rooms. That lady in the green jacket is my mom, Carlota. She's walking on her way out. This is a building that was built in the mid to late 1800s as the family home. And this would have been one of their bedrooms. And then you could see that opening where they opened it when they made it a dining room sometime in the late 60s, early 70s, when they moved the business here, when Monica was forced out of business by urban renewal, which was kind of one of those, urban gentrification type of, right. And, claimed eminent domain, condemned her building, removed her forcefully from her business at, in her late age of life, 80s or early 90s, possibly.
Mm-hmm.
And, she was trying to move her business into her home. And that's when my mom took over, and the business at that time had gone into bankruptcy or was teetering on that.
And at that point, you weren't, or she, your mother, wasn't part of the business, right? You weren't even living in Tucson.
We were babies when my mom said, nope, I'm going to not let that happen, and moved back here from California where we were born and took over.
And it seems like she was almost born to do this, your mother. I know that in addition to taking the business to incredible heights, she's written 3 cookbooks herself. You wrote a margarita book, which we're going to talk about in a moment. What do you think Monica would say? Not that you knew her personally, but how do you feel she'd react if she could see the El Charro business today?
Well, I think like Monica's, the story about Monica is.
Let me just say real quick, I didn't mean to cut you off. I'm speaking to Ray on Zoom as we record this. So he's walking through the restaurant. I'm seeing the different rooms, the different dining rooms, the kitchen as we're speaking. So I'll relay as much as I can. Oh, there's Carlotta right there.
He has a show on that he's producing right now, and he's talking about us. So as you can see, like this black lava rock here that this building consists of, this is what the Catholic Church brought Jules Flynn to build with, because it was all over the mountainside here, and the Catholic Church needed to use it for foundation. So he was known for that work in France. So they brought him here to build their first one of the first cathedrals.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what he was known for, and carving of it all, etc.
Uh-huh.
So you can see, here's the dining rooms, right? This is bedrooms at one point. That old tapestry there is probably a good 80 years old. So when you come down here, this is the cool part. So this is the wine cellar. So not too many buildings in the United States, period, much less in Arizona, would have a wine cellar. He built a wine cellar.
I see El Charro down under, Ray. I know just when I was researching the restaurant for the book, for CHUG CHOW, El Charro down under also is the name of the galley for a submarine, if I'm correct, of a Navy submarine. Do I have that right?
I mean, a while back, my family got known for being what we were, et cetera, and we got asked by the USS Tucson. The Navy commissioned what is the USS Tucson naval submarine, and they actually named the restaurant El Charro Down Under. So inside the submarine on the USS Tucson is an area called the El Charro, and they'll send us pictures with their crew and their chefs.
And that's pretty exciting, because that means your fame, your popularity, your reputation extends below the ocean's surface when you're out there in the heart of the desert. And I know that submarine fare is always packaged and frozen, but at least the crew has something to look forward to when they're back on shore there, and they can experience the real deal. It's very important, I think, to recognize the fact that Monica became this pillar of Tucson society when women rarely owned businesses.
Well, Monica was known for being an aunt or a good tia, TIA, to everybody, right? So she was known for embracing everybody that went into a restaurant. Like, I think she was a queen of hospitality before that word was even coined.
Yeah.
And my mother, who grew up going there every day after school, fell in love with that lifestyle of making people happy through food and service. And I think, it's probably now as much as a curse as a gift that we were born and raised in that, because we really, like the mafia, didn't have much of a choice but to accept that we were going to be part of it.
Well, you've taken it and you've run with it. I mean, your mother was recently named one of Forbes magazine's 50 women over 50. Today, there are 4 El Charro Café locations, including one at Tucson's airport. You've expanded the enterprise to include catering. You ship your renowned tamales all across the country. And in the spirit that you just mentioned of Monica, the entire family is still very active in the community.
Personally, at 55 years old, and what I've already done, which I really was the one that grew the company. I mean, I'm the one who opened the second location. I opened the third, the fourth. I opened other restaurants. I built the infrastructure. I mean, I took these two women's story and I commercialized it and grew it, but I did so with a heart and mind that I owed it to them.
Well, what you're doing, and obviously you've created this incredible business. There's no question of that. But what you're really doing, Ray, is you're carrying on this fight, this story of grit, of determination, of entrepreneurialism. And as much as I love the Chimichanga story, and I do, it's almost a Rocky Balboa story. I mean, it's over 100 years of digging in your heels, not taking no for an answer, and doing what you want to do.
It is that which fuels you, right? I mean,
that is right.
Like if you want to die, cancer can beat you. If you want to fight, you can beat cancer. And you know, this family and their businesses and these two women fought a lot of cancers.
Yeah, but I've spoken to a lot of restaurateurs and bar owners over the years, and I have to think that what you all have accomplished and overcome may not have been able to have been accomplished and overcome if you were just a group of 3 or 4 people that wanted to open a restaurant together. This is family. That's what's at the heart of the El Charro story.
No, and I mean, family is definitely right. I mean, there's extended family, there's married family, there's cousins, and then there's people that have worked for us for 20, 25, 35. At one time, we had somebody that worked for us for 50 years. But you're right. I mean, the chimichanga is kind of like it's almost like it's the funny story, right? It's the Mickey Mouse voice over the front of the Disneyland Empire. Like,
it looks good. It looks good on a T-shirt, right? Birthplace of the chimichanga.
But it's not as critical as the commitment to keeping things above board and paying your bills and going through hard times and navigating the flows of business. I mean, they had, those women had to navigate World Wars, Vietnam Wars, serious.
The Great Depression. By the way, at a time when women didn't command very much respect at all.
Exactly. So. It's a crazy story. And then we came into our own and we did things and Mexican food boomed, right? It wasn't just, they survived. It was like all of a sudden eating salsa was eating ketchup. And so, that kind of stuff helped create the market demand, and Tucson grew, not enough, combination of all things, right? But at the root of it all, I think there is this very deep need to survive for the good of the family and feeding those you love, because that's what you're left with, if that is not only your sustenance, but also your income, it becomes very important and you don't want to fail at that.
Well said, pal. Ray Flores of Flores Concepts, the masterminds behind El Charro Café in Tucson. I thank you for taking a little bit of time to share your story with us. It's a great one.
I can't thank you enough. The best restaurants tell a story, and for those that are out there helping us tell that story, we are truly grateful. So thank you very much.
Pleasure's all mine, my friend. elcharro.com is the website if you'd like a little more information. And that's going to wrap things up for this episode of Chug and Chow. If you have enjoyed the ride down to Tucson, Arizona, be sure to follow the podcast here. Write us a little review if you would, and spread the word to your fellow food lovers and travel buddies, all right? And if you're planning your next weekend getaway or you just want some solid road trip inspiration, grab a copy of my book, Chug and Chow, the Tattoo Traveler's 50 Favorite Dive Bars and Food Joints Across America. Chug and Chow is available on Amazon, and it is packed with even more eats, drinks, and hidden haunts from coast to coast, and proceeds from the sale of the book benefit local food banks across this great country of ours. Until next time, I'm Todd Newton. Keep chugging, keep chowing, and most importantly, keep exploring.